It was Agatha all along.
Welcome to Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. This is your host, Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest, back with you for one of our very special after shows. I haven't done one of these in a long time. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. We usually have TJ and Dustin on this thing at the same time. Take a guess at who's it going to be. And also, we will like CGI one of those guys in on one of these episodes if we can't get them together in one room. They're like the cast of Friends or Seinfeld post the show, so they're legends. So we can't get Dustin because he's literally like living the life. So TJ, how you doing? It's TJ.
Hey, what's up, buddy? I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on, man.
Thanks so much for being on. It's gonna be funny because I'm gonna cut that down to one word on my end, and you're gonna say that. Like no one's gonna hear all that rambling, incoherent. We're here to talk about something important, and it's something I was really impressed by. Okay, now that like we're both done with the show Agatha All Along, did you expect it to be a good show when you heard about it initially?
I did.
You did?
I did.
You had faith?
And it was because it's really a WandaVision sequel, and I think they knew they had something gold in there.
I didn't know that. I didn't think they were going for it.
Yeah, man. And Vision Quest is going to be the third in the trilogy, and so
you are like my guide throughout.
Right where it lets off. As far as Billy finding his brother, maybe Vision will be involved. I imagine.
I got a question for you. Did you get Back to the Future vibes in the very last scene of this movie? Like the ending of Back to the Future and like the ending. It's like, okay, they go flying away in a car with his girlfriend. But at the end of this, they go through a magical door into the heavens and another adventure on its way. Like somewhere down the road, we're going to directly follow up on this. Like they wouldn't show that type of ending. That was the most... There's going to be a more follow-up ending to this ending that I've ever seen. I don't know. Definitely. And I don't dislike it. And the way I record my episodes, I could have just done one whole episode on the last two. They're great together. They should have been one episode, but they wanted the 9. And they had like 44-minute episodes for each one. So they put a lot of like, they had to include a lot of explanation. They had to round out and tie some knots around some storylines, like, you know, Jen's magic. We could touch upon all that stuff because this series, like the song, down the road, down the witch's road, the windy road, and some sadder occurrences at the beginning. Then we learn about the making of this song. This show's been on my mind all week. Where are you sitting now, right, TJ? Like after seeing, it's been a week, you know. After seeing the final episodes and knowing the whole story collaboratively, what's your just initial takeaway, like just right off the bat?
You know, I really thought it was a really strong show in every way. The writing was phenomenal. I feel like we haven't seen writing like that in Marvel in a really long time. It's like the scenes with Lilia, with her, gaps in her memory and how it like fills in with all of her sayings and stuff, and her basically like time slipping. It was just so well done, so well put together.
That's a huge revelation.
The acting is just, it's phenomenal. It's, you know, I really grew to love the whole coven, and it was a really good show. The twists that it had were
couple twists, man. Big twists.
Were pretty remarkable, and I really feel like the hints were there, and they did a really good job of like, I felt like no one predicted it, but like the breadcrumbs were in front of us the whole time.
No one predicted the road.
And I feel like that is really something to it's an achievement, you know.
What a moment though, you know, like just like him realizing that, oh my God. And it's like a realization to us where it's like, he made a hex just like his mom, like down below the roads of Westview. I believe, and I wholly do, that they weren't walking in place. I believe they maybe walked all around the town. all because of the Mrs. Davis was mentioning. There's this underground train station, which you actually do see later on. You see
Right.
a train. Um, but I thought this was in another dimension at first, but with all the revelations that came to be, I'm like, this is all under Westview. This is underground Westview, like
Right. Yeah.
being turned into
It could be in that abandoned train station.
exactly like
I kind of imagined that it kind of was like a different dimension that, Billy made, and he kind of just slipped them all in like a magic little, I don't know, pocket.
crazy. Like you said, a lot of it, if not all of it, was there in front of us the whole time of Billy being Billy. And I'm still fresh off of calling him Teen. I got this I got this little character sheet from like the first week and I still use it. And it's like Rio, Sharon Davis, Lilia, Jennifer, Alice, and Teen. And I always look at it every week because dang it, I'm gonna get these characters' names right. And I know I got them right. Now they're there almost to reference like their part in the bigger story, you know. Um, Mrs. Hart didn't make it out so good. She's
Yeah.
like,
Almost everyone didn't make it out.
yeah, some people had to
Um,
die. This is a
I,
very like it's somehow you are on their side, Agatha and Teen, and there you go. I don't believe it's Billy all the way. Agatha is like, I don't know. She an anti-hero, man.
I
She's an
mean,
anti.
only
Look,
Billy and
you're seeing my hand
Jennifer
gestures.
survived, right? Everyone else
Say,
died.
say that
Oh,
again. Say that again.
only Jennifer and Agatha survive, right? Oh, no, no, I'm sorry. It's Billy and Jennifer. Everyone else dies. Like four people die.
Billy, Jennifer, and Agatha all make it out.
No, Agatha dies.
Well, she made it off the road.
Yeah, but she died right after. I
Yeah,
mean,
but you can't discount those moments. You know, we got to see her in her final like outfit. You know, they didn't change it from WandaVision. She's just super witch, you know,
right.
and she got her purple back. And a big moment.
Actually, I did see there was a slight difference, and that her color was like more blue because
Oh, really? If you
Billy gave her the power, and she was like more good, quote unquote, now. And
that's
so
such a good moment
it
too,
was
dude.
cool. It was cool.
Why? Because Billy is probably very thankful and believes he saved his brother and brought him somewhere. Another end that leads to another road, another story. They're gonna go try and find him. Tommy, sorry, Billy is Wiccan, his comic book name. I don't know much more behind that. I have a Marvel encyclopedia right there. I even looked up at it today. I was like, I should look up Wiccan, and I didn't do it. Um, I'll tell you why. Like this show does enough to set up its own story. Like this is the son of the Scarlet Witch. Oh, he's got a cool ass costume now, and that's really cool. Like, oh, he makes a sacrifice move for all this power he somehow attained, and for the first time in hundreds of years, Agatha doesn't kill the person whose power she's taking. Like that's a big character moment for her. Redemption. You can't forgive her that. Personally, I don't know if you can. It's still pretty hard to forgive her for some of the things she did, like killing
Yeah,
Alice.
I mean, she murdered like innocent people for like hundreds of years. So
Right? Like the last episode, like how many died?
yeah, yeah, right. They
How
have a
many she killed?
montage. She's like wearing different clothes.
She really knows how to get women pissed off at each other. Like that's just so many revelations, and it feels like this. Like Billy and Agatha, they have this like rogue on the run type feel together. Like they're kind of both baddies. You know what this does for Billy? He killed innocent people. You know what Wanda did? She killed innocent people. You know how they'll relate with each other on that one? Well, because they both killed innocent people. They're gonna have an anti-hero family when Wanda makes her return. It's been teased on Screen Crush. I know you watch Screen Crush. Do you keeping up with them at all? They
Of
they
course. Yeah.
they they teach something like oh, completely forgot what I was going to say. I just said Screen Crusher got my mind fell to shambles. Screen Crusher is great, and they said something I forget. I don't fucking remember. It'll come back to me.
How
Um,
about Can I just run through like all the crazy twists that were
Yes.
all right? I mean, and feel free if there's probably more. But all
No,
right,
go through the twist you got because I
like number one, it was early in the series that Billy like survived and he's like basically took over a body. So that's like that was
ha-
wild.
halfway point. I said
Um, of course, that there's no witch's road at all, which is crazy. That was like the biggest one for me to like. I had to like sit there for a moment and be like, wait, what? Holy
I
shit.
know, I
Um,
know.
Rio Vidal is death, like actually death, which they were hinting at, but it was a pretty big reveal.
She's so scary when she wants to
Um,
be.
Agatha wrote the original Witch's Road song.
With her son who passed away due
Right.
to unknown reasons.
Yeah, I think that's all the ones I have. But still like a lot of twists and turns for this whole show. It was very kept me on my toes, very unpredictable.
It's very easy to start at the end because that's where we're coming from. We're thinking about moments in the show after knowing things that we know, like AKA Agatha knowing the witch's song and gathering that coven, most likely to just kill them like the
Absolutely. A
hundreds
hundred
of
percent.
witches.
100%.
And Agatha doesn't even seem to care that they know that, like in episode 3 or something. I like remember like they're in the recording booth. Um, episode titled "If I Can't Reach You, Let My Song Teach You" is Alice's episode. Rio. It's kind of the most plot heavy Rio Agatha episode that we get aside from like the end. And they're having that conversation in the recording booth. And I don't know where I'm going with this. You're talking. Where did I cut you off on, by the way? Like, where did you leave off? Because
I mean, we were just talking about the twists, but how about we talk about the deaths of this episode
of the episode or the series?
of the series? Yeah,
Oh my god, I will never forgive, except for the joke. I'll never forgive Agatha for killing Sharon Davis. God bless her. I can't forgive her for that because she died and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she had no part in this. She's not even a
right.
witch. She's the sweetest lady, like me,
No, for me, kind of the hardest part of digesting the twist that the road didn't exist was that, it seemed like they kind of died for no reason. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I don't know, like. I mean, Lilia defeated like the Salem Seven, and that was like so cool. Probably the best death. So great how she like
Lilia was
finally
so
connects with her past self and
wow.
awesome.
That was a great episode of TV, not let alone Agatha All Along. Oh my god. That episode at the end of that, I'm thinking this is giving iconic vibes. Like this is giving I'm gonna watch this a lot in my life. Like I think this is a like essential watch for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Keep going down your list, my bad.
All right, so the one that really hurt to watch was Alice's like death, which was you know Agatha literally like killing her, taking all her power till she was like a husk of a human
I
being.
was talking to the TV on that one.
And like it's especially heartbreaking and she addresses it like when she goes to go with death. She's like, I just broke the curse. Like, finally my family's had this for generations and like what was it for? And it was like, damn. And
You
then like
think
when you learn that like it was even like less of nothing because it was all made up, it's like, oh, she like really died for nothing.
well, she died protecting someone, and that's the best that
Do you
Rio
think the
can give
curse?
her.
Do you think she actually broke the curse in the
Her
Witch's Road?
her family curse.
Yeah, or was that just like part of the?
I think I'd like to think that for Alice, I don't think there ever really was a curse. I think she was mentally held down by her past, and singing that song and ridding of that demon was a big metaphor for like something that was living with her. So she kind of got her gift like after that episode because there was a lot of resolve for her and her mom and um right? Was it her mom?
Yeah.
And uh the connection with her. And the name of the episode, if I can't reach you, let my song teach you. And that's where like one of the only lines in the big song, like this version of the song that like kind of goes to like a colorful note. And yeah, that was a heavy one because she was a nice character. I was starting to like her.
And then of course, what's her name? Deborah Joe Rupp's character. What are they? Mrs. Davis.
Well,
Um,
Agatha would say who,
yeah, I
and
know she would, and
that's my favorite maybe
she's
part
ridiculous
though.
for that.
Honestly, darkest humor of episode 3. We're like
Definitely.
still suffering because of the death of Mrs. Davis, and Agatha doesn't remember. Oh no, it was the end of the episode. She's like, who? I
Well,
loved it.
I don't think it's that she didn't remember. It's just that she never even bothered to know her actual name.
Right. She tried to tell her so many times. Poor Mrs. Davis. That is an innocent life lost. And then we found out her husband, who was choking, died. And we also see that part with her, and she's reliving what happened in WandaVision. She's like, please let him go, Wanda. And I'm like, oh my God, this poor Mrs. Hart Davis. I'm so sorry.
A part of me was like holding out hope that somehow, they reach the witch's road end and they do
Me
like a Dragon
too.
Ball Z type thing where they'd be like,
Of
I wish
course.
them all back, and it'd be like, oh yeah, but
Dude,
like,
I thought it
man,
was going that way for sure. I was like, there's no way they're gonna keep it this dark, man. There's too many deaths. They can't, they've never, I don't think anything's killed off this many characters in the MCU in one entity like
right.
this. I can go a few places from here, and I'm gonna get it out of me while I'm thinking about it. So this might not be the death of, it's been speculated a little bit, but like this death of Aubrey Plaza's death. Is she the death of Earth? Is she the death of all beings living throughout the universe? I don't think so. Hela was the goddess of death. Um,
All
will
right.
we get a storyline based off the comics? Thanos gets resurrected, becomes obsessed with death, meets the literal incarnation of death. They pull off like a Young Avengers movie with the original plot of the first Thanos Infinity Gauntlet story, where instead of like half of all life for all the resources, he's just bidding on death. Like, ah, ah, give me it. I want to watch it now. Okay, I know you're not crazy about the bringing back of Thanos, but like it seems like every time I talk to you or Dustin about it, like Thanos like gets another like occurring role, and like it's like Thanos has locked in his part in Secret Wars. I'm like, okay, no shit, he's gonna be in Secret Wars, man. Everybody wants Thanos.
Not everyone wants Thanos. But no, going back to death.
That's his
Like
new show name.
death
Sorry.
death has been like foreshadowed for a long time, apparently. I don't know if you remember like back in the first Guardians of the Galaxy when he gets the Power Stone. There's like that mural and it has like the four beings like surrounding it, and like one of them is death. And I know like
Oh,
another one is entropy, another one's eternity, and I think we met one of them in Love and Thunder, but I can't remember. So I
Zeus.
feel like these like cosmic beings have been kind of like teased at for a while.
You're right. And to introduce a character like Rio, it's something that I don't want it restricted just in this show. I want to learn more about her. Very interesting. I actually I want to know a little more about the father of Agatha's child, if there was a father, if the baby in Nicholas
Oh,
Scratch was
dude.
like a
Oh,
magic baby,
it was a
made of the
magic baby.
love.
It was made of Beth and Agatha.
And so it was an abomination in a sense, but that's what she calls Billy later. He's an abomination. That's my favorite scene, I think, between the two of them. When they walk out, um, she's like the bodies are really starting to pile up. But I was like, you, and she's like, did you doubt me? And she's like, yeah, thought there'd be a joke in there somewhere. There was. It was when you didn't tell me about him. And so like Rio, what was she thinking at the beginning of the road? Because if she was so distracted by Agatha, like did she just believe that the road existed, or I'm a little confused on what knowledge Rio had of
I think
Billy
I think
and when.
Rio knew all along,
Yeah,
and I think she saw right through it. There was a line, I forgot exactly what it was, but Agatha like actually covered her mouth and she prevented her from saying, the road is fake. And she was like,
Oh yeah, at the end, towards the end though,
and
right
then, yes, and then
before
she
their last trial.
then she could like cut through the road like it's a set. She could just
That
literally
was
walk right through. And so
Wizard of Oz,
I
very
I
Wizard
think
of
I
Oz.
think that could not contain her, this hex, and she can come and go as she pleases. And I think she saw it for what it was, just like an opportunity to collect some bodies. I don't
No,
know.
I think she saw it as an extraordinary thing. It's big, heavy magic, and it's so big that it controls everything. It's as chaotic as Wanda's magic. When she doesn't know she's making a sitcom world, like Billy doesn't know he's creating the witch's road. He seeks the road. He is so powerful. He can conjure up a dream because that's how much he misses and loves his hypothetical brother. It's a very complex story for this kid, and I thought he was funny from the first episode. I like the character of Billy Teen. I liked his relationship with Agatha and the back and forth that they had, and by the end of it, the relationship they kind of built. What are your thoughts on Teen slash Billy slash his other name slash Wiccan
It
William?
was
Sorry.
it was cool. I did see it like predicted on Screen Crush, as I'm sure you did as well, that it was Wiccan, all along. They had like the little hints, like the stars on his pants and stuff like that. And like, I haven't read those comics, so it went right over my head. So I had no idea what they were doing with it. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed his backstory episode where he has his little bar mitzvah. He
I
meets
love that.
Lilia, which we don't know till later. And then like, it was really an interesting scene to see him like die and then like Billy's like soul
I think
go into
Lilia
it.
knew it was about to happen, and
Yeah.
and I
No,
think
dude,
that's why she put the thing on him.
she
The hex is it called?
she can see
No,
everything. She knew that Billy would become Wiccan. She even knew that, she had to survive the fight with Rio by telling her to duck when she says you're a coward. Like she even
right.
knew about things after her death. So I think she knew about everything.
I think the big part in the flashback when she puts the sigil on him. That's what I'm talking about. She forgets and doesn't remember. She has the realization of what happened in that episode, Son of the Scarlet Witch, and all this. She's telling it to Jen as they go back in time to tell the story of this episode and like the tipsy topsy turny way that it literally is and figuratively is.
Like
It was
some
the sigil and how that he couldn't remember exactly what was going on, and I don't really get the sigil. I don't know. It was to protect him for 3 years, and it worked. So I guess if he didn't have the sigil, he would have sought out Agatha sooner. I don't know. Ralph Boner, by the way, I don't think I've given this man enough time to like just say, I'm sorry, dude. I wish his life went a little bit better after the events of WandaVision. We find 3 years later he's very human and he's just very depleted and broken, kind of like we've seen in the MCU when entities enter the minds of normal people like Eric Selvig in the Avengers. That made him a crazy person. Um, the whole Agatha mind trick on fake Pietro, Evan Peters, Ralph Boner, the biggest troll of WandaVision, that actually was very funny. I liked seeing him again and him being kind of a part of the way that Billy gets to Agatha and gets his intel. It's just a nice throwback and a nice little bow to tie around the two shows to form them together even more. And I loved the part where Agatha was helping him bring back Tommy because he was really accessing some dark magic there. It was like very similar to Wanda, and
it was kind of terrifying. It was very intense.
it was it was
Um,
it was insane.
Especially
I
when he was like, "Am I killing this, boy, so my brother can live?" And he
The
was
second
like,
he wakes up,
"Maybe." Like, I don't know.
I mean, they did. I didn't see it as much until I watched it I watched every episode twice, but in the week they occurred, and I couldn't go back and watch the series this week. I didn't have enough time. Fortnite needed me, okay, and and anyway, yeah, I should have been gone back and watched all those dang episodes. I bet you Ryan Airy did. I bet you Ryan Airy did. Ryan Airy for MCU president against Harrison Ford, Red Hulk. I don't know. The show did a lot of foreshadowing. I love double entendres. I think I'm so smart when I use them, and I'm not. um, who's the daddy? You know, who's the daddy of that baby? You know, who's?
No, dude,
think
there ain't no daddy.
it's Rio's.
She called him Nicholas Scratch because she made him from nothing.
And with Rio,
I think she was involved, but like,
right? There's a whole story there. There's a whole story about the dad, or the, like you said, the dad that never was, Nicholas Scratch. Dude, I don't know why nobody talked about this before. And if I kind of like realized every time I was recording and remembered to talk about this, I thought that rabbit was going to end up being her son because his name is Senor Scratchy, but she probably named.
They were definitely hinting that. Definitely.
That was
from WandaVision.
A nice Trojan horse, and a callback all in one. And the cicada bug. My name is Eric Cicada. The bugs that match me, they don't define me as a person. They're scary. There was like one man of the Coven 7. Did you like them? The 7 Coven? What were they called?
Yeah, they were good. They were creepy.
Bug people, and they little creepy animals, and they turn into poltergeist or dementors, you know. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
She treats Teen and slash until he's Billy like a dog, like an animal, you know. Do you walk away from this show considering them a team, or is he just using her? Because he tried to banish her from being a ghost.
That was a little bit weird. I understand why he did that.
Yeah.
But,
right.
No, I do think they're genuinely a team. I mean, Agatha straight up died for him. Like, even though she won't admit it.
Cotton he uses thoughts though. They got out of her head. Is this what happened to Nicholas? And she sees so much of her son in Billy. She loves Billy. She cares about him a lot. And even if her a lot isn't as much as a lot for everybody else, it's a lot for her. Considering the lack of relationships and her being alive hundreds of years thanks to feeding off of people's powers. I mean, it's got to come with some bad karma. I think it's like she may have been damned to be a ghost or something.
How about, you got any predictions? Like, do you think like Jennifer is going to return in some
absolutely? I did.
Capacity?
I say things like that, and that may never happen, but I do think they have a plan for her. I don't know what they're going to do with her. I don't know if they have as much of a plan as I think they have a plan to use her. I don't know if they know where yet, and if they do, I'd say it'd probably be in the Scarlet Witch movie. And I don't think the Scarlet Witch has ever formed a coven. I think Agatha would be. It would be kind of like the Avengers of the WandaVision verse. I think it could be a big event. All these characters from all these Wanda shows. I think I want Vision Quest, like you said. I want it to pick up. I want Agatha and Billy to find Vision, and I want them all to be on an adventure, another adventure. What about you?
I have a theory. I mean, it's been brushed upon in Screen Crush. Kind of a general theory of where they're going to go with things.
Ooh, interesting.
It was kind of touched upon in Screen Crush. So, but basically,
props.
In the comics, there's this series called The Children's Crusade. It's like all the young Avengers, and they, which are kind of being formed right now, they go and save Wanda, who is like under the spell of Doom.
Dang, or Mephisto is doing Mephisto.
Right. Well, in the comic, I guess it's Doom. Like, he brainwashes her or whatever.
That's crazy.
So I do think that, they're kind of hinting that Wanda survived. So I think
Oh yeah,
um,
she's definitely survived.
Vision Quest will be about him, about Billy finding Tommy, and then maybe it'll end with like the Young Avengers being like, "We got to do this thing," and then
I heard Miss Marvel's getting a second season on top of that.
oh, that's news to me. That's very interesting.
I don't think it's soon. Did you see they unleashed a lineup of new TV shows? There's a brand new show called Wonder Man,
Oh yes, I saw
and
that.
that looks pretty freaking interesting.
It
It's
looks
like the only
awesome.
IRL show. Yeah, I'm
Um,
interested in that, but I'm gonna do an episode tomorrow on that trailer and talk about it a little bit. Um, anyone listening now, if you're expecting a Black Panther episode, let me just start to build hype. The best Black Panther experience you could. Oh, it's gonna be a good episode. All right. I want to do the show justice. Chadwick Boseman put a lot into the role. It's not just like another movie. Not that any of these are the other movie. I want to do it. I want to do it right. That's why I might skip it and do it like in 2 years. I'm just kidding.
they're gonna form the Young Avengers to save Wanda. I think that's
Oh, that's cool.
and then Wanda will be in her other dimension with Doom, and will be like Doom's wife or something, and it will tie everything together. Maybe
I think Evil Iron Man is at the top of things in that universe where Wanda killed the Avengers. I think he actually may be in possession of an Infinity Gauntlet. I think he will show up on the scene of Wanda's disaster. He will bring back everything to order. He will unrip Peggy Carter from that shield, and he is gonna fucking seek out revenge against the universe that did this. And that universe doesn't fuck around. It's kind of scary. They're like really like iron fist on that motherfucker. Like that is the scariest society to be locked in by. I don't know. That's my theory. Anyways, sorry for swearing twice.
it's okay.
Language. Well, all in all, Agatha All Along was the standout, most surprising, exciting Marvel experience of the year. I love Deadpool and Wolverine. There was hype going into that. This show, I went in with little expectation, and I like the pompous version of myself that doesn't want to watch things for whatever reason. I'm opening my mind up to more things because this was. I'm so glad I didn't miss this. I'm so glad I didn't miss this. How about you?
Definitely, no, it surpassed my expectations. It was a lot of fun. It was also like kind of fitting for Halloween time, like a little bit spooky with the witches and the coven.
Yes,
Big twists kept us guessing, and then like really progressed the story forward as a whole, and I'm all for it. It was fun.
woo! I'm all for you. Yeah, it was fun, and I we may be bringing this up down the line, like you said, to theorize because maybe we'll know when Vision Quest comes around. We'll be talking more about this and Agatha and like where it's going because it was a big show that left a big literal open door. So I love that. And I love the possibility of things beyond Young Avengers, like you said. I did hear they're forming Moon Knight season 2 into an actual Marvel movie. Um, very excited to cover Moon Knight as well. That's going to be the next show I cover. I got like an important thing going on Friday, and then it's our ride to 100, and we are almost there. And there may, if there's not a second episode this week, it's because I'm busy, but most likely the second episode is just going to be that recap of that trailer, and I'll talk a little bit about all the animated shows. Should I watch Spider-Man the animated series, TJ?
I'll check it out. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Why not? I mean,
The one episode says want to watch that thing. It looks interesting. It's a Spider-Man show. It's a Marvel Cinematic Universe show. It's interesting that they're doing that. So we'll see. That's the kind of like horizons we're looking at here. Whenever
yeah,
all that's
that trailer had me pretty pumped. Everything that they're introducing, like you said, Wonder Man, Daredevil,
oh my goodness,
all that stuff. I
yes.
was like, okay. I'm like, all right, I'm here for this.
Daredevil looks so good. I love that they're sitting together and laughing on the other side of the fence. Like, do you remember that? Like Kingpin and Daredevil are like having a conversation at a restaurant or something, and
Right,
they're
it's like a
being nice
diner.
to each other.
It was so cool.
It's
But
so
you
interesting.
you could feel the tension, like
I gotta talk about it. I don't
so
know what I'm gonna do to
I
talk
loved
about
it.
it enough on this time. I'm gonna have to do season recaps. That's gonna be interesting. A lot more work. Might be worth the pay though, because I want to cover all of Daredevil before we get into it. Might be too late. It might just be too late.
I mean, you know, you could always go back eventually. I mean, it's such a great show. Like the Netflix show is phenomenal. So
absolutely. These are our post Agatha All Along after show looking forward thoughts. I don't have much more to say on the show. I feel like every episode you got my instant reaction, so I don't want to beat like dead Agatha while she's already been deathed into the ground. We all loved it. Scary faces of death, the Aubrey Plaza, and a really great cast made a really fantastic show. It's going to go down as one of the greater MCU shows, I think. That's what I take away from Agatha All Along. Yeah. So until next time, could you hear the song the last minute or two? Are we segueing out? Are we there? Are we like halfway through the song? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
At the end of my podcast episode, when the song starts playing, like, you know, it's kind of ending. You know,
oh, right, okay.
I feel like that happened maybe like a minute ago. It came on. You know, I don't know. TJ, always a pleasure to have you here. Me and TJ are laughing a little bit more because we see each other. We're usually just talking on the phone. We upgraded our little setup here, and yeah, I think we're laughing at our animations sometimes. You make me laugh a lot too. Thanks for being here, Teach. As always, your outlook always it gives me a fresh perspective on things. I love your outlook.
Always love being on. Love you, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this leads as far as Marvel. And
should we be paying you to do this? Nah, I can't. But I don't know. That's so funny. Look at my voice is turning into JoJo Siwa, so I'm gonna have to go. That's a sad reference. I'm sorry. It's not that sad, really, though. Do you know who that is?
I think so.
Save that for another day.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna end, and it's gonna end the episode, and it's gonna end our call, and it's gonna just be edited by me tonight and pushed out by 11. So thank you. I love you, and let's count down, and we'll say it at the same time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay.
No, I do.
3, 2, 1. Avengers disassemble. One more time. Avengers.
I thought you were gonna count down.
3, 2, 1. Avengers disassemble. You know, I don't care. It was cool to me. I liked it.
I thought it was honestly like almost perfect.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll let you know when I listen to the episode.
The latest we'll see you is episode 100, my friend. And I've got a little witch's word to ride on my way. Might call you for Black Panther. All right. I'll talk to you later, TJ. You're amazing. I love you.
All right, buddy. Love you. Have a good night.
Head to the about section of this episode and give us your feedback. We have a feedback box. Your theories, anything you want to let us know, and we'll read it on the show. Most likely. If it's rude and mean, I won't read it on the show. Thank you for listening, and have a great week.